What is going on YouTube? Hayden here, and in today's episode, we are going to be looking at Solana, XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Vong, and the S&P 500. Vong is the Russell 1000 for those who don't know. Over the past couple of days, we've been watching some very interesting things take place within the markets here, and we've also discovered maybe some new kind of ascending fractals, technical indicators that we've been able to track that will hopefully lead us to better decisions and kind of thoughts where we could expect to see the markets move to in the near future here. So in today's episode, we are going to be covering XRP, like I said. And starting off looking at this, you can see we are in some sort of descending fractal. We have been in some sort of like lower high pattern here. You can see filling in this gap very nicely, heading to the downside here. We did breach this white support, which is interesting. But again, we are in a descending fractal, which traditionally is bullish in that sense. Then we're going to look at Solana, which is in a descending fractal as well. We have this uptrend here. You can see we've just recently broken through that, and I don't think we have enough to lower this. Makes sense. So what I see instead is this sort of descending fractal forming here. Now, we could extend this up just a hair to kind of include top resistance. We could pull this down just a hair. Something along the lines of this could be maybe what we're looking at more so. And you can just kind of see the descending fractal again. Again, what I think is possible breakout. It is bullish in the sense of lower high, lower low patterns here. Ethereum doing something very similar. This is actually the main focus that I have been paying attention to is Ethereum, because Ethereum on the 4-hour has a beautiful uptrend. And then you can see a pretty much textbook lower high, lower low pattern. Lower highs, lower lows, filling in the gap, retesting major vital support on the bottom price floor here, retesting moving average, and I very likely suspect to see a rebound. That's what I'm looking forward to. I do think this rebound is necessary in Ethereum. Bitcoin, descending, broadening wedge. You can see lower high, lower lows. Then we have Vong, which is in an uptrend that we drew, which is interesting. And then we'll also look at the S&P. But with that all being said, smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's get right into today's episode. So guys, looking at the current coin market cap, you can see markets, we are steadily on a decline right now, consolidating. 53 on the Fear and Greed Index looks great, trading neutral. Consolidation across the board, you can see we've pretty much been floating sideways for the most part, or slightly heading down, but either way, in my eyes, I believe this is what I would consider a healthy pullback. You can see in yesterday's episode, we talked about the fact that I found what appears to be a reversal. I truly believe that we are in a descending fractal. We are correcting to the downside, hitting bottom support soon, and what would inevitably end in a bullish break. And you can see with XRP pulled up here, or that was for Ethereum, but XRP also has similar signs of that. XRP, we've been tracking what appears to be a huge descending fractal. And when I jump to the daily, things look a little bit similar. You can see massive bull flag, like an incredibly large bull flag, huge rally up, and then these kind of lower high, lower lows down. We could come into contact with moving average. That is possible. But for the most part, what I suspect to see happen is a rebound, and we ascend to the upside here. That's truly what I'm looking for, what I'm anticipating. So I do believe that that rally is what's going to happen here. We do have this major resistance, and you can see we are filling in the gap nicely. Like inside of the descending fractal, we have a smaller descending fractal, but again, is bullish. So I do think we're going to find some sort of support hopefully soon, or we'll fold the moving average, but I do think some support at some point here, and then it will follow up with a rally to the upside. That's what I'm expecting to see take place because of how much we're consolidating here. I really do believe we'll see some sort of reversal or rebound like that, which would then carry us to the upside much faster and much further, in my opinion. That's what I think is going to happen. I really do think the way these are all engaging here or drawing out really show big, powerful signs of bullish breaks to the upside here. That's my thought. Same thing with Solana here. I also believe that we've consolidated low enough here, at least on the 4-hour, to suspect to see a reversal soon. Ethereum is really the biggest one. I mean, obviously anything can happen here. We could obviously very quickly like flash crash to the downside. That's never not an option, unfortunately. But when you look at something like Ethereum here, I mean, we've been in a huge rally. I mean, like we're talking about a major swing up like this, followed by lower high, lower lows to the downside here. And this in particular is a very obvious descending fractal. We have a beautiful price ceiling, a beautiful floor, and you can see us beautifully following in it, filling in this gap. And here we are coming into contact with moving average, holding on very well, Jumping to the daily, I mean, when you look at the daily, there's a big decline, a steep decline at that. But when and that's certainly a big possibility, but I don't think it's going to happen as aggressive as that. But on the 4-hour charts here, there's a lot riding on us to say, hey, we're at moving average, we're near oversold. There's a good chance we could easily reverse out of this. And when we do, it's going to be pretty big. And we'll do so, obviously, on Bidfi, the #1 cryptocurrency leveraging exchange I like to use here on the channel. Bidfi is my favorite platform for several, a ton of reasons here. But for starters, they have limit orders, market orders, stop limit orders. They have take profits, stop losses, reduce onlys, like leveraging. Everything you'd want on an exchange is offered on Bidfi, including the Ethereum trade here. So when we do see that opportunity, could very easily take advantage of it. You can see pulling it up here, we can go to the trading view chart instead of the basic version. You can pull up the stuff right here, and we can very quickly, briefly, and this is another reason I like it, is because it's so close and so similar to the trading view, or to the charts that we currently track. You can clearly see the downtrend, however you want to draw that, and you can clearly see the floor here. So it's very obvious we're forming some sort of downtrend here, filling in this gap very nicely. And at some point, if we can confirm closure, and you can see the support that we're hitting now, but we confirm above this, we should be able to explode, break, or rally to the upside inevitably, and it'd be a very easy trade to take advantage of here. And with the way a lot of these cryptos are consolidating, they're all kind of pointing, in my mind, to possible rallies to the upside here in the very near future. Now, Bitcoin as well looks very similar. Lower high, lower lows. We're in some sort of descending, broadening wedge here, filling in the gap. But the closer we get to moving average, the bigger the options are of exploding. Now, this is on the daily charts. The other ones were on the 4-hour. So again, I still think we have potential to rally upwards once we come into contact. We are getting so close to oversold that it's only a matter of time before we scale up even higher. And right now, there's no negative pressure. There's no negative news. There's no bearish, negative, anything that would pretty much tell us to avoid buying into the markets, or that we would suspect or expect to see any sort of break to the downside here. So across the board, I think we're pretty bullish on that. And another cool thing is Bidfi also has, demo trading accounts, as well as, this new user benefit. So on top of, having the exchange offering tons of different blue chip cryptos, they have a demo account, which means when you do decide to trade, you can do so on the platform here and pretty much practice your skills completely free. We have, let's pull up Ethereum here. This is one of the cryptos that we wanted to trade. So you can literally pull up Ethereum here. You can pretty much trade this like you would with real crypto and practice your skills. Draw the downtrend, draw support, and then you can see very obviously that if we confirm closure above here, we can then put in a long position. You can even set up a long position. Let's say we close at $4,300. You could easily go for a limit order, enter the price, 4,300. Pick the amount of leverage that you want. We're at 10x right now. Enter the quantity, and you can see with leverage, that gets you up to 470K. I mean, that's with 100x leverage, which is insane. Highly not recommended here because we're at 50K times 10, so 500. So it's a huge jump with just a little bit of 10x leverage. So you can see how 50K can be magnified so big. And that's how a lot of people trade with stuff like that. Because think about it, even if you had 10K times 10x leverage gets you 100K trading position here. So, you can really scale up very large and make some very profitable trades very quickly. And also vice versa, lose a lot of money very quickly too. So lots to pay attention to. So definitely, trade wisely. And that's why it's recommended to use a demo account. They have the reward center here, which has daily rewards that resets every single day. And then on top of that here, to wrap up today's video, looking at Vong and the S&P. We originally were very aggressive in regards to swinging upwards, but recently we've decided to scale sideways here for the most part. And this to me says, hey, especially if we don't break through floor right here, then there's a good chance we're just going to continue to spiral up higher, which would be phenomenal. I want us to come back down to a more neutral level, fill in the gap, break through previous highs, and then start to rebound up higher. That's what, in my opinion, would be the best, because I think we're heading a little too close to price ceiling. This is actually the lowest we've gone so far in a long time, 54. I'd like us to go all the way to here, but we'll see if that takes place. But regardless, even the S&P has the same, similar movement here. And we're just in this higher, low pattern here, higher, low, higher, high. And what we're looking for is a little bit of consolidation downwards. Otherwise, they're just going to keep scaling, which to me seems a bit insane. But that's going to be it for today's video. Smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe. See you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.